Do you ever find yourself counting down the hours of the workday, only to blink and realize the last 5 years are gone? Days feel painfully slow, yet entire chapters of life vanish in what feels like seconds. This isn't a personal failure or lack of presence. It's a fundamental feature of how the human brain perceives time. The uncomfortable truth is that our subjective experience of time rarely matches objective reality. And when that gap widens, it creates a sense of lost moments, wasted potential, and life slipping through our fingers. But here's the breakthrough. Time perception isn't fixed. It's constructed by your brain. And anything the brain constructs, it can recalibrate. What if understanding the neuroscience of time could allow you to stretch your days, enrich your memories, and make your years feel fuller and more meaningful? Not by adding more hours, but by changing how those hours are experienced. Welcome to LernXpress, where we decode the brain's most powerful mechanisms and turn them into practical advantages for everyday life. In today's episode, time perception, why days drag and years fly, and how to hack it. We're diving into the science behind your distorted sense of time. You'll learn why routine slows time down in the moment, but erases it in memory. Why novelty makes days feel intense and years feel expansive. And how neural processes in attention, memory encoding, and prediction shape the speed of your lived experience. Most importantly, we'll move beyond explanation into action, revealing evidence-backed cognitive strategies you can use to recalibrate your internal clock. Strategies that don't just help you manage time, but help you experience more of it. Get ready to stop watching life pass by and start experiencing it deliberately. First, we need to clarify what time perception really is. It has nothing to do with clocks. Time perception is subjective. It's the brain's internal estimate of duration, constructed from attention, memory, and expectation. And it operates in two distinct modes: prospective time and retrospective time. Prospective time is how long something feels while it's happening. This is where the classic paradox appears. Boring days feel endless, while engaging days disappear in a flash. Neuroscience explains this through attention. When you're bored, stressed, or waiting, your attention repeatedly checks the passage of time. Each check adds mental timestamps, stretching your perception of duration. Seconds feel heavier, minutes drag. But when you're deeply engaged in flow, novelty, or enjoyment, attention shifts away from time itself. The brain stops monitoring duration and focuses on the task. With fewer time markers being registered, the experience feels shorter, even if the clock says otherwise. Retrospective time works differently. This is how long a period feels after it's over, and this is where years begin to accelerate as we age. The primary reason is memory density. The brain doesn't measure past time by duration. It measures it by how much information was encoded. Childhood and early adulthood are packed with first-time experiences. New places, new skills, new identities. These create rich, detailed memories. When you look back, the brain finds a dense archive and time feels long. As we age, routines take over. Novelty declines. Fewer unique memories are stored. When the brain scans the past, it finds fewer markers, and time appears to have skipped. There's also a proportional effect. Each passing year represents a smaller fraction of your total lived experience. 1 year to a 5-year-old is 20% of their life. To a 50-year-old, it's just 2%. Subjectively, it carries far less weight. Importantly, this acceleration isn't because the brain is slowing down in a simplistic sense. Research suggests it's the predictability of experience, not just neural speed, that compresses time and memory. When days blur together, so do years. This explains the central illusion of time. Moments feel long when attention is high, but lives feel short when memory is sparse. And once you understand that, you unlock something powerful. Because attention and memory are not fixed. They can be trained, redesigned, and deliberately engineered. Neuroscience shows that time perception doesn't live in a single time center in the brain. Instead, it emerges from a distributed network that integrates attention, memory, emotion, and bodily signals. Time is not tracked, it's inferred. One key player is the parietal cortex, including regions like the supramarginal gyrus, which help integrate sensory information over time. During repetitive or monotonous tasks, these circuits adapt and fire less distinctly. As neural signals become less differentiated, duration judgments drift, making time feel distorted and stretched. For short intervals, milliseconds to seconds, the basal ganglia play a central role. They act as an internal timing system, especially for rhythm, movement, and prediction. Damage or disruption here reliably alters time estimation. Longer intervals, however, recruit higher-order cortical regions, particularly the prefrontal cortex, where attention and working memory shape how long something feels. Emotion powerfully modulates this system. Heightened arousal, especially fear or stress, increases neural firing and bodily awareness, leading to time dilation. This is why moments during accidents, emergencies, or intense stress can feel stretched and slow. Conversely, positive emotional states and deep engagement reduce time monitoring, making experiences feel shorter. Neurochemistry matters too. Dopamine influences timing accuracy and prediction, while serotonin modulates emotional tone and temporal bias. Together, they shape whether time feels compressed or expanded. Even the body contributes. Research shows that interoceptive signals, like heartbeats and breathing, are integrated into time perception. When arousal rises, internal signals intensify, creating the sensation that time is slowing down. You see this play out constantly in real life. A monotonous workday feels endless while you're living it. Attention keeps checking the clock. But a vacation seems to vanish in real time because novelty and engagement suppress time awareness. Then, when you look back, the vacation feels rich and expansive in memory, while the workdays blur into nothing. Childhood summers felt endless, not because time moved slower, but because everything was new. Adulthood feels fast because routine compresses memory, and moments of fear, a near accident, a fall, a sudden shock, stretch time through heightened arousal and intensified perception. This mismatch between lived time and remembered time is what creates regret, the sense that life is slipping by faster than it should. But here's the crucial insight. Because time perception is constructed from attention, novelty, emotion, and memory, it can be deliberately reshaped. You cannot control the clock, but you can hack the system that interprets it. And once you learn how to manipulate these inputs, you can slow your days, enrich your memories, and make your years feel fuller, step by step. Now comes the part that matters most: how to take control. Step 1. Inject novelty deliberately. Novelty is the single strongest lever for slowing time and memory. When you introduce new experiences, the brain encodes more detail, increasing memory density. Take a different route to work. Try unfamiliar foods. Learn a new skill. Even small changes force the brain out of autopilot, making days feel fuller when you look back. Step 2. Train attention with mindfulness. Mindfulness doesn't slow the clock, it expands awareness. Practices like meditation increase present moment attention, which lengthens prospective time, making moments feel richer as they unfold. Start small. A few minutes a day is enough to sharpen temporal awareness. Brief pauses during the day, even one conscious breath, interrupt time blindness. Step 3. Seek controlled challenge. Safe discomfort stretches time. Activities that demand focus, courage, or skill, public speaking, learning something difficult, physical challenges, increase arousal without panic. This heightened engagement expands perception in the moment and strengthens memory afterward. This is where fear, flow, and growth intersect. Step 4. Do less, but deeper. Multitasking fractures attention and weakens memory encoding. When experiences aren't fully processed, they vanish faster in retrospect. Focus intensely on one task at a time. Depth creates richness. Richness slows time in memory. Step 5. Reframe boredom into engagement. Boredom stretches time painfully in the moment but erases it later. The solution isn't distraction, it's engagement. Turn waiting into observation. Invent mental games. Notice patterns. When the brain is active, time stops dragging and starts registering. These strategies work because they target the core drivers of time perception: attention, emotion, novelty, and memory. In the end, days drag and years fly, not because time changes, but because the brain does. Once you understand that, time stops being something that happens to you and becomes something you shape. Make your days more vivid, your memories more detailed, your years more expansive. Don't wait for time to slow down. Design experiences that make it feel worth remembering, starting today. What's your personal time hack? Share it in the comments. Your insight might help someone reclaim years of their life. If this episode shifted how you experience time, support the channel by liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications for more neuroscience-backed brain upgrades. Thanks for watching. Remember, time doesn't define your life. How you experience it does. Make every moment count.